Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs Jong visited Colombia, Costa Rica, and Mexico, three of Korea's main cooperation partners in Latin America from April 18th to 26th. The Vice Minister's trip was the first made by a high-level Korean official to Latin America after the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the face-to-face diplomatic exchanges demonstrated Korea's strong will to expand cooperation with the region even amidst the COVID-19 situation. Vice Minister Choi visited Colombia first, the only Latin American country that participated in the Korean War. As next year marks the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations, the two sides agreed to expand high-level exchanges, promote trade and investment on the basis of the bilateral FTA, and draw a vision for cooperation in the digital and green industries to prepare for the new 60 years. Also, as this year marks the 70th anniversary since the Colombian government sent its troops to fight in the Korean War, Vice Minister Choi laid wreaths of flowers at the Korean War Memorial Tower in War College in Bogota and paid tribute to the Korean War veterans of Colombia for their dedication and sacrifice. Next, Vice Minister Choi visited Costa Rica from April 20th to 22nd. The two countries exchanged views on promoting substantive cooperation. President Carlos Alvarado met with Vice Minister Choi together with their First Lady and expressed strong interest in enhancing cooperation between the two countries. Vice Minister Choi also visited the University of Peace and gave a lecture to the students about the need to establish positive peace on the Korean Peninsula to ensure a sound daily life for the people of the two Koreas. On the occasion of the historic 200th anniversary of Latin America's independence and 30th anniversary of SICA, Vice Minister Choi attended the Korea-SICA meeting on dialogue and cooperation, held for the first time in 6 years in Costa Rica on April 22nd. The vice ministerial meeting between Korea and 8 Central American countries, SICA was the first high-level multilateral face-to-face meeting since the outbreak of COVID-19, where both sides agreed to work for sustainable and mutually beneficial development and build solidarity for inclusive economic recovery. Korea and SICA member countries also adopted a joint statement on the basis of the common awareness of the danger of discharging contaminated water from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station into the ocean, expressed deep concerns about the serious consequences, and emphasized the need for joint action by the international community against marine contamination in the Pacific. During his visit to Mexico from April 23rd to 24th, Vice Minister Choi met with Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs Carmen Marino Toscano and proposed to create a substantive cooperation package in the trade, investment, health, and medicine sectors in order to take the next leap in the bilateral relations, as next year marks the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. In addition, Vice Minister Choi delivered the concern of the Korean government and Korean public over Japan's decision to discharge contaminated water from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station into the ocean, and asked for Mexico's attention and support as it shares the common ocean of the Pacific. Also, Vice Minister Choi conducted a meaningful diplomacy in defense and veterans affairs. Vice Minister Choi delivered the Independence Merit Award to the descendants of 4 independence movement patriots on April 23rd and conveyed his gratitude to the spirit of patriotism of independence movement patriots in Mexico who devoted themselves to the liberation of their home country during the Japanese colonial era. He assured that the Korean government will not only continue to remember them, but also spare no effort to support them. As the last event of his visit, Vice Minister Choi attended the launch ceremony of the Korean War Veterans Association in Mexico on April 24th, in the presence of Mexican Defense Minister Luis Crescencio Sandoval. This ceremony commemorated the courage and dedication of Mexican veterans who fought in the Korean War 71 years ago under the United States Armed Forces. Vice Minister Choi delivered the Ambassador for Peace medals to 4 Mexican veterans. Vice Minister Choi's visit took place following the recent visits to Korea by high-level officials from Latin America amidst the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, which demonstrated a mutual interest in expanding Korea-Latin America exchanges. As next year marks the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations with 15 Latin American countries, this visit served as an opportunity to discuss new ways of cooperation to prepare for the next 60 years and pay tribute to the Korean War veterans and heroes who dedicated themselves to Korea's independence. Based on the results of this visit, Korea will work with Latin American countries to prepare for the next 60 years by cooperations in green growth and the digital field through the Korean New Deal to achieve sustainable and mutually beneficial development, as well as to achieve economic recovery in post-COVID-19.